to declare a state of emergency in Rivers State with effect from today, 18th March, year 2025. The governor of Rivers State, Mr. Siminalayi Fubara, his deputy, Mrs. Ngozi Odu, and all elected members of the House of Assembly State are hereby suspended for an initial period of 6 months.
Some people say that defeat is not an option in the game of powers. Unfortunately, the governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara, got a taste of defeat on March 18, 2025, after President Bola Tinubu sacked him from the governorship seat. During the national emergency broadcast that shocked Nigerians, Mr. President declared a state of emergency in Rivers State, suspending Governor Fubara, his deputy Ngozi Odu, and members of the state's House of Assembly. Wasting no time, the president appointed a former chief of the Nigerian Navy, Ibok-Ete Ekwe Ibas, as the sole administrator of Rivers State for 6 months.
In the meantime, I hereby nominate Vice Admiral Ibok-Ete Ibas, retired, as administrator to take charge of the affairs of the state in the interests of the good people of Rivers State.
While explaining the reason behind this decision, President Tinubu cited months of political instability and crisis in Rivers, which has not only paralyzed governance but threatened the stability of the nation. That's not all. Mr. President blamed Governor Fubara for not doing enough to ensure peace in the state and protect the national oil resources in the state. In a viral video, celebrated Nollywood actress Ibok-Ete says Rivers State has been peaceful since Fubara became governor, and they all love him.
We found peace finally! And then today you come out and you see army people driving around like there's something going on that is wrong. This is not right. This is not right. We are at peace. Let our children, let our families be at peace. Let people go to work at peace. All these army people driving about, this is not right. This is not right. This is not right. Our governor is peaceful. We love him. Leave us in peace. What is all this? We want peace. This is too much to us. This is not right. This is not fair.
Sadly, Governor Fubara and his family were forced out of the state house and are now seeking refuge in Bayelsa State. Without a doubt, President Tinubu's move surprised many who think that suspending an elected governor is unconstitutional. More so, they believe Fubara is not to blame for the alleged breakdown of law and order, insisting that the president revoke the suspension and hold FCT Minister Nyesom Wike responsible. Is Governor Fubara to blame for the crisis in Rivers State? What has Minister Wike got to do with it? What is the genesis of the problem in Rivers?
What's good, guys? It's T-Code here for African Glitz.
If any governor in Nigeria needs no introduction, that would be the elected governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara. The trained accountant, now a politician, hails from the Ibani Ijo ethnic group and the Okpobonkoro local government area of Rivers State. Like many Nigerian politicians, the 50-year-old governor started his career in the Rivers State Civil Service in 2003, serving as the principal accountant with the Rivers State Senior Secondary Schools Board. Over the years, Fubara rose above the rank and was appointed the Accountant General of Rivers State in December 2020. The politician served in this position until May 2022, when he was declared wanted by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) in a 435 billion naira fraud case and another fraud case of 117 billion naira. The EFCC charged Fubara with alleged criminal conspiracy, money laundering, misappropriation of public funds, and abuse of office. Interestingly, the case died a natural death when the former governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, gave Siminalayi Fubara his blessing to run for governor of this state, touting him as his anointed successor. In the same month of May 2022, Fubara won the People's Democratic Party governorship primaries and went on to win the 2023 general elections, again with the alleged help of Nyesom Wike. At this point, it is clear that Fubara and Wike have a godfather-puppet relationship, a common practice in Nigerian politics. Wike handpicked the governor with the hope that it would play the role of lackey and allow him to control the oil-rich state even when he was no longer in the seat. Initially, Fubara obeyed Wike's orders and even went as far as retaining most of the commissioners who served under his godfather's cabinet. In August 2023, when Wike was appointed Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Fubara led a delegation of Rivers elders to Abuja to celebrate his predecessor. Even after, the governor was always at the airport to welcome Wike whenever he visited the state. However, things began to fall apart when important personalities in the Rivers state government began to pick sides with Wike and the governor. Wike declared war on Fubara for attempting to disrupt the political structure of the state, despite reports that their animosity was caused by Fubara's refusal to pay the Godfather tax. Also, after resuming office as the 17th governor of Rivers State, the governor kickstarted a 195.3 billion naira construction project of the Port Harcourt Ring Road, which would traverse 6 local government areas and help improve traffic in the state capital. Unfortunately, these projects, which the governor has tried to put in motion, were allegedly forestalled by Wike and allies who were not pleased with Fubara's development. Before anyone could say jack, the Rivers State House of Assembly, who took sides with Wike, began plans to impeach the governor. But a day before the major decision on October 29, 2023, the majority leader of the House of Assembly, Edison Ehie, led arsonists to burn sectors of the Rivers State House of Assembly complex around 10 p.m. in support of Fubara. The following day, the House of Assembly pounced on their majority leader and suspended him for masterminding the fire accident. Shortly after, they issued an impeachment notice against Governor Fubara. But before the end of the plenary that day, the governor sent security operatives that invaded the complex and shot sporadically with live bullets and tear gas. Fubara later showed up at the House of Assembly building with his supporters and declared the impeachment notice against him null and void. With the governor having only 4 supporters left in the House of Assembly, 27 lawmakers supporting Wike were suspended, and the majority leader, Ehie, was reinstated to preside over the 4-man assembly. Still, on the same day, Fubara issued Executive Order 001 declaring that all proceedings and business of the Rivers State House of Assembly be conducted inside the government house until the repairs, renovation and reconstruction of the assembly complex were completed. While clockwork, the suspended 27 lawmakers loyal to Wike defected to APC on December 11, 2023. On December 13, 2023, the factional leader Edison Ehie, who is loyal to Fubara, obtained a court order to declare their seats vacant. In retaliation, at least 9 state commissioners loyal to Wike resigned. Since then, Fubara has been working with only 4 members of the House of Assembly and even used them to pass the state's 2024 budget of 800 billion naira into law on December 14, 2023. Knowing this may not end well, President Tinubu tried to broker peace between Wike and Fubara, who visited them at the State House, Abuja, and they both agreed to bury the hatchet. Among the many agreements reached, the suspended lawmakers were reinstalled and the lawmakers withdrew their impeachment notice against Fubara. Unfortunately, the issue between Wike and the governor escalated in January of 2024 after a federal high court in Abuja refused to uphold the state's 800 billion naira budget signed into law by the governor. The Rivers Assembly also stripped the governor of the power to appoint caretaker committees for local government councils. In retaliation, the governor sacked some Wike-backed commissioners. Then he declared that Rivers had no House of Assembly in May 2024, only to create another factional 3-member House of Assembly. For a while, Fubara governed the state smoothly until June 25, 2024, when dynamite exploded in Port Harcourt during a protest organized by Wike supporters. And then, it became a serious tussle between former and present governors. On August 13, 2024, when Wike couldn't stop Governor Fubara from spending state funds, he vowed never to support Fubara again in his political life because he was ungrateful. Even worse, Governor Fubara began to align with the little-known Action People's Party, APP, and his allies began picking female of the party. APP candidates won 22 out of 23 areas during the local government election. Unfortunately, this victory was short-lived. The Supreme Court nullified Fubara's 2024 budget and the local government chairman election and reinstated the House of Assembly members he sacked. the Rivers Assembly gave the governor 48 hours to represent the budget. Unfortunately, his efforts were unsuccessful as the same lawmakers denied him entry to the assembly quarters on March 12, 2025. On March 17, 2025, the lawmakers resumed plans to impeach Fubara. They accused the governor and his deputy Ngozi Odu of gross misconduct, including reckless and unconstitutional expenditure of public funds, obstructing the Rivers State House of Assembly, and the unconstitutional appointment of persons to occupy public offices and positions in the Rivers State government. Before things could get further out of hand, on March 18, 2025, President Bola Tinubu declared a state of emergency in Rivers State, and he suspended Governor Fubara, his deputy Ngozi Odu, and members of the Rivers House of Assembly. Mr. President cited months of intense political instability and crisis in the state. The president also claimed the governor demolished the House of Assembly of the state as far back as December 13, 2023, but has failed to rebuild despite all his efforts to broker peace in the state. More so, Fubara collapsed the legislative arm of the government, which by the constitution deems the state government void. Apart from the fact that the House of Assembly and the governor have not been able to work together, Tinubu says he got wind of security reports that militants massively vandalized pipelines in the state. Still, Fubara has neither disowned them nor taken any action. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, was however more direct about his accusation, alleging that Governor Fubara was behind the militants' actions to blow up pipelines in the state. Following Fubara and his cabinet members' suspension, the president named the retired Chief of Naval Staff, Ibok-Ete Ekwe Ibas, as the interim military administrator in Rivers State. As you can imagine, the president's actions sparked mixed reactions nationwide, with the majority asking if he has the power to suspend an elected governor. Well, Section 305 of the Nigerian Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, CFRN 1999, permits the president to declare a state of emergency in all or part of the country if there is a breakdown of public order and public safety that requires extraordinary measures to restore peace. The state of emergency can only cease to exist if revoked by the president through an official gazette and if it affects other parts of Nigeria. Also, the National Assembly has 2 days after the declaration and 10 days when the National Assembly is in session to either support or revoke the declaration with nothing less than 2/3 majority vote. The state of emergency is only valid for 6 months and can only be extended before the expiration of the 6 months. The National Assembly can also revoke or support its extension by a simple majority vote. However, the state of emergency provision under the law cannot be used to suspend democratic governance or dissolve elected offices. Unfortunately, this happens to be the case in Rivers State. Following the declaration, there are reports of heavy military presence in the State House, and Fubara's initial attempt to leave with his family and belongings was stopped by the soldiers. On Tuesday night, the soldiers reportedly put everyone under house arrest and restricted their movement within the premises. Fubara later left with his wife and 3 children the following day, Wednesday, March 19, 2025.
He is very stable. I want to think that as a man, he would have accepted it the way it has come.
The State Commissioner for Information, Warisenibo Johnson, said, sources claim the suspended governor and his family have sought refuge in the Bayelsa State Government House and are currently being accommodated by Governor Doye Diri. Meanwhile, the sole administrator promised to restore law and order in Rivers State. Ibok-Ete Ekwe Ibas arrived at the Rivers State Government House, Port Harcourt, on March 19, 2025, where the government house staff received him. However, pictures of President Tinubu and Governor Fubara were still hanging in the executive chamber, indicating that the state of emergency may not last beyond 6 months. After the president swore him in on Wednesday, Ibas promised to restore law and order in Rivers State. Since President Tinubu suspended Governor Fubara, his decision has been widely criticized nationwide. Lawyers like Inibeye Ifyong and Folarin Fowles Falana have particularly accused the president of taking laws into his own hands without regard for the constitution's position. Some have, however, hinted that President Tinubu's decision could be an attempt to loot Rivers State resources without question. Others have warned the rest of the governors in Nigeria to tread carefully because they might be next. Many have urged Governor Fubara to be grateful to President Tinubu because he could have been impeached if the state emergency was not declared. Some think this is planned work between Tinubu and Wike. Reacting on X, a user wrote, "Rivers is the second richest state in Nigeria. The sole administrator will have total control of the resources with no one to stop him. The money for the 2027 election will not stack up in the next 6 months. The greatest money heist of Nigeria's history by you-know-who." One added, "If this thing stands, Fubara is not going to be the only suspended governor before 2027. Also reacting, a Rivers State resident lamented, "If the appointment of a sole administrator will lead to the release of Rivers allocation so that salaries of civil servants and local government workers will be paid, then it is a step in the right direction. If it will also stop the ongoing impeachment of the governor, I don't have a problem with that. I was imagining what will happen if at the end of March, civil servant salaries are not paid. The real problem will then start in Rivers." Tell us guys, what do you think about President Tinubu's move to suspend Governor Fubara? Is this part of his effort to broker peace in Rivers State, or an attempt to loot the state resources without accountability? Do you agree that this is planned work between Wike and Tinubu? Finally, do you think Governor Fubara will be reinstated after 6 months, or should he kiss the governorship seat goodbye forever?
Let's head to the comment section to share our opinion. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share with your loved ones. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you can be notified when we drop a new video. Thanks for watching. It's TUSSLE here, and I'll see you again soon.